Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about the next new moon in Aries, an eclipse with the north node, and see how these archetypes and this cosmic energy are affecting us on an intimate level and also on a global level. I want to specify that I do this kind of analysis from an archetype aspect of the constellation, and also the power of the eclipses, how they affect us, and how to be ready to receive these energies. So from an energetical point of view and archetypal point of view. Very good. So let's dive into it. The moon in Aries, it's a very powerful moon because it's coming with not only the cycle of the moon that brings also a new beginning. It's a space where we bring things to fruition, and so the new moon, it's a place where we put seed for our future. And the Aries archetype is very powerful. It's also a new beginning. It's the first sign of the zodiac, so it's a trailblazer. It's the archetype that brings force and strength for starting new projects, ideas, and wanting to achieve what you choose to achieve. So there's a lot of willpower, there's a lot of sense of self, so we can take this energy to a higher dimension to bring the self into self-actualization, self-individuation, a sense of warriorship, fights for what he believes in and wants to, and nothing stops it. So it's this beautiful masculine fiery energy. So it's also fire energy, and the fire energy of Aries with the fire energy of the eclipse, it's really a very intense energy. We're already feeling it a few days prior to the moon, but the moon day on the 29th will be very strong. So this eclipse is eclipsing us in a new reality. So it's for us to write a new book about our lives, enter a new dimension, a new way to see ourselves. And I want to go a little bit on many other forces at play that it's really helping us to enter this space. One of these is Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde. They're both together retrograde while the eclipse is coming. This event is very rare, and it's eclipsing us into going inside, into seeing what it is that we want, into rethink what it is we want. So not to go with belief systems or patterns that are there for a long time. It's a reconsidering what we're doing, what we're thinking, where we stand, and also the relationship with what we think about the feminine, how the feminine should be expressed, how should the feminine should be received. And so this is very important because it's a reconsidering all the rewriting of the books. Rewrite everything, rethink everything, and take your time to let your world shake and see what comes out of it. So the force of Aries is also the fire of the sexual energy that is coming to creation. It wants to create. And it's very beautiful because also the fire of the feminine is going into that space of creation, of the womb, of the personality, of womb, of the essence of yourself. So we know that sexual energy is a force that creates but also can destroy. So this is a way to rethink, realign, and free yourself in a higher dimensions, free your creative power in higher dimensions, so that you can use the fire and the will together to reach where you need to go. A very important moment that's called the 0 point is created by Neptune in a 29 degree in conjunction with Pisces in 0 degree. So we have Neptune and Pisces. This is really the ultimate spiritual 0 point where you can put the seed of your wishes, of your desires, put the wheel of what you envision yourself for your future self, and call it into the present. To connect to the moon, to connect to these events, is the practice of being in the present. Not to go in the past, not to go in the future, but it's this alignment with the moon, with this alignment with the conjunction of the constellations, to see how it affects you. We all have all the constellation in our charts. We are all influenced, sometimes more, sometimes less, but also our intention to connect to these energies and to call them in our space will enhance that energy for us or not. So if you resist it, it will be particularly hard. And if you invite it and you are in the flow, you can learn from it and you can transmute in a lighter way. If we think about the last eclipse we had in Virgo 2 weeks ago, we had an eclipse in the south node helping us to release everything and to let it go of all the karmic patterns and ancestral karmic debts. There's a lot that really released. And so we are left with this empty canvas, the empty space. And this eclipse is bringing in the energy of the north node, which is the manifestation of your future self. So you can tune in first and understand what your future self feels like, or looks like. What is your most incredible desires or wishes for yourself that have been mostly kept in a shelf and waiting for you to have the right circumstances and the right opportunities to manifest who you are in the way that you want to live this life. So try to connect to that part of yourself and revitalize. In this 0 point of creation, you can really create this visualization and understand how to nurture this energy. And also you can ask that energy to come in the present and inform you what is the shifts and the different things that you need to tweak and change in order to become the person you want to become. What is important to think is that when we connect to these cosmic forces in a positive way, with the openness to be supported in our shifts, in our evolution, things happen. And the shifts are very deep and very stable. So tomorrow you can wake up and be a completely different person. You do the same things, but you feel differently. You see things with a different perspective. And also you start to receive and to manifest things and ideas that before your mind was not open to it. So keep in mind that this time it is not lacking of challenges. Actually, sometimes the challenges come up so that we are forced to question what we're doing. We're forced to make changes, and we're forced to move forward, to come out from our comfort zone. So it's important to understand that the shifts happen and they show up little by little. As the challenge comes up, we find ourselves having a different reaction, at making different choices and choosing different paths. To help you with that, I will do a meditation on the day of the moon with the sound healing, and to connect through the vibrational sound to higher frequency, to connect it to the planets and allow the release and the absorption of the new energies to come effortlessly. You will find the link below to join me for the meditation, live meditation on the day of the new moon. What the moon is also creating for us is this healing of the relationship with the masculine. Aries is bringing the masculine that is active and courageous and vital, and we need to reevaluate our relationship with the masculine. We need to heal the relationship with the masculine and the feminine, with also the Venus going retrograde. This is the relationship that Jung was naming under the name of animus and anima. So to do meditations, to connect it to our sacred feminine or to our sacred masculine, and to really revisit the traumas around these energies, it's very important. At this time, we can really take our energy of connection with the masculine inside of ourselves to the next level. Would wonder, is your masculine predominant in your life, or is some feminine predominant in your life? Do you suppress the feminine versus the masculine, or vice versa? And how this manifests in relationship with others, it's very, very important to notice. What I would do is to take this time with the moon to go in this intrinsic space inside and recognize and have a dialogue with your own divine masculine. What is the way you allow it to come through? Are you blocking it? Are you afraid of it? And how to heal it? So the energies of Aries It's bringing the young masculine, the masculine that brings new opportunities. It has a new view of the feminine. It's awakening this appreciation for the divine feminine. It's not to contrapose it, but to support it, to elevate it, to appreciate it, and to love it. So there is a revival of this energy of the masculine that really supports the feminine on the cosmic level, also on a societal level. And it's very important we take it within ourselves, so that becomes part of our own reality. So we are in the process of collecting more information, collecting ideas and opportunity to release. The eclipse is about releasing and letting go and taking new beginning and endings. So there's a lot of, it's like a vortex of things are going out, a vortex of things coming in. What is that you want to focus on? What is that you will allow to be part of your life? This is very important, because consider that this congregation of archetypes is so unique that it's not going to happen again in our lifetimes. In the challenge of these times, I want you to think that everything that's happening, it's happening to support you. It's for you and for your evolution, for you to discover that higher timeline of expression of your life that you still don't know how to imagine. It's a restructuring of your life. It's a restructuring of your being. It's an invention of your life. And it's almost stopping time so that you can jump in and live your life in full power, in full passion, in full fire. Aries is the trailblazer. He's really telling you to let it go of confusion, let it go of contention, let it go of setting for less. Literally be courageous, fiercey, and use this power of the passion, power of the will, to fight for what you want, to really speak up for what you desire, speak up for what you don't like, and have a sense of also collective vortex, collective movement. As humanity, we are all moving together to bring our own personal self in a frequency that is more brilliant, that's more consistent with the heart chakra. So there's a lot of resonance of the heart chakra that is being aligned right now into the space of the higher self. So my suggestion is to allow it, to feel it, to not be afraid of it, and to really take it inside of yourself, let it transform you, and trust the process. And in the process, sometimes we have to experience part of ourselves we've been suppressing, putting aside, and not letting express. This is a time to see these parts of yourself that you have been suppressing it, allow it to open up, be willing to even make mistakes, and in that expansion that your mind perceives dangerous, will find it's a way to come back in alignment with the other parts of yourself. The core right now is to take care of the heart and to have a coherence between the heart and the mind. So we have a lot of the feminine that is reevaluating and coming up out and empowered. And with the Mercury retrograde, there's a new thinking that comes with it. There's a new focus. Aries, it's the warrior, the trailblazer, it's the pioneer to create a new path. The eclipse is about letting go of everything that is still lingering, like keeping you in your small self, in your scarcity mentality. And then there's the North Node that is bringing the future and everything that you are able to imagine now for yourself. Just go for it. Don't think small. Don't be afraid. Just go as much as you feel that your fantasy can allow. And then let everything happen in your heart. Go into this space of synchronicity with the heart and mind. Be happy to be. Be happy to exist. Be happy to honor yourself, honor people around you, and just enjoy this beautiful cosmic vortex that is coming all for us. Also, the masculine is going through a phase of recharge and rebirth. We have Mars in conjunction with Chiron. Chiron is the wounded healer. So the masculine is looking for healing. The masculine is looking for that part of itself that was excessively aggressive, excessively prone to fight and it detached from his own feminine, detached from the heart, is coming back home, is healing the heart, is healing the body, is healing his forceful manners. So Mars is healing, and it's also supporting Aries in this young masculine that is starting a new trend, is starting a new way to honor the feminine. Also, an aspect of the lower ego is to keep in mind, because the ego will reject the shift, the ego will reject the change, and will be afraid of letting go of the identity of the archetype of the Mars that fights, that it's overcoming and it's overpowering others. So keep in mind that if there is a little bit of resistance, comes from the ego and from the persona that wants to find stability in the presence of the dominator, the dominant. So the ego will try to guide you, to resist it, to protect you from change. The ego always tries to protect us from change. So be aware that if you feel resistance, it could be your ego trying to protect you. Go through this energy and go on the other side. What is that I gain if I let go of this fear, and what is I don't gain if I keep myself in this fear, in this identity with the dominant male. So be in charge. Allow this rebirth to take place. It will be touching your masculine, it will touch your feminine, it will touch your mind, will touch your idea of the future, will touch your sense of duty and sense of power, sense of fire inside, your passion, your connection with others, your intimate connections. It's really an opportunity to get us to the next level. So I hope you enjoy your connection with the new moon and the eclipse. And I hope for you to be the best seamless experience. And I see you if you join me for the meditation of the new moon day.